In this video, we will show you how to create a timeline using different informations and presenting them on a timeline. This is how it can look in the front end, where we see on the bottom the timeline navigation, some dates and the items presented on the timeline. On top, you can see detailed information, media or an image, and the possibility to navigate through the timeline using the arrows. If you would want to add a timeline to your exhibition, you have to create a new page. And this page has to have the PageType Timeline. As we can see here in the backend, timeline has been highlighted. You choose the page and then you add it with content. You give it a title, there can be some introductory text, and then we define the specific components of the timeline. The timeline has to have a start date at first. This start date usually coincides with the date of the first item that you want to display on the timeline. Then we start defining the timeline, and this can be done by adding several records. For example, in this example, there are 5 records defined on the timeline, and if we go back to the front end, there are indeed 5 items displayed on the timeline. If we take a look at a record, we can see what it is composed of. You have to indicate a start date, and if it's an event that spends more time, you can also add an end date to the event. A headline is the title of the event, some text to tell a bit more about the event, external media, if available, media, this is an image from the media archive, and your media caption. If we check how the insertion of the media works, you can see that automatically here you are linked to the media archive library and you can select any image you want. In this way you can add various records below each other, and you can also change the way the records are listed here. Eventually, this will not make a big difference as they are displayed chronologically according to the date you have given them on the timeline. Once you have added all your records, you click on the Save button and you will see that they are all displayed here in a timeline. If there would be a lot of text in your example, it might happen that on the side in the front end, a scroll bar appears as there is no text limitation to the text you can insert in your examples in the timeline.